This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of the Thrawn Ascendancy Trilogy. And this is a trilogy by Timothy Zahn that released, I believe its last book was might have been last year or the year before. And with it, it was a pretty interesting story. It's one set before Thrawn joins the Empire in Star Wars canon, and the story is really compelling. Timothy Zahn is truly an amazing writer for Star Wars, and I really did enjoy the story. Going into the plot, it's a really compelling story where you get to see Thrawn going and taking on threats to his home in the Chiss Ascendancy, and with it, he is dealing with uh, it was a pirate, I believe, in the first one, and then after that, he deals with the Grisk, like Grisk Gemini, I believe it is. I can't remember the name of their government. I know it's the Grisks. I think it's the Grisk Gemini that threatens them, but I might have the wrong term for whatever their group is called. But with it, the story is just really interesting and it's really well told. It explains so much about Thrawn with his origins and how brilliant he was. And I think the only other story with Thrawn set before his time in the Empire was Outbound Flight, which is a story set in Legends that he's not even the main character of. And with it, it is pretty interesting just to see this. And with it, the first novel ties into the novel Thrawn Alliances. And with it, it basically has a gap in there where the events of Alliances does happen. And with it, if you don't know about Thrawn Alliances, you would find it really weird that Anakin Skywalker shows up. He doesn't do anything much, and you just hear about the adventure he had. And with it, that's one of the few things I could say is a potential small little problem. And I wish that they, although might have missed it, I don't think I did. I wish they had, like in a comic book, a little thing marking it saying that this was seen in the novel Thrawn Alliances. And I think that would be just a lot more helpful for some fans who may not have read this yet if they decided to read the series in chronological order, which would honestly be a little confusing since you'd have to read parts of Thrawn Alliances before, and I think you can understand, but still, it is a really interesting story. And moving into the other ones, I just really like the story of how Thrawn is able to go and fight against these enemies and uses tactical brilliance to take them down. I really enjoy the story. I think it's really well executed by Zahn, and with it you get to see the events that gets him banished from his people, and although there is still a chance for him to come back, he is sent on a secret mission to infiltrate the Empire. And with it, the story of it is just, it's so compelling. You get to see really everything that Thrawn is about, and you get to see him in a more heroic light and not working for characters considered to be the bad guys. With it, Thrawn is just really interesting to see. I really enjoy his characterization, and he's a great protagonist for it. You get to see just so many interesting things, and with it, I really enjoyed the story Zahn wrote. He's definitely one of the best Star Wars writers ever, and I would put him up there with, well, now Tony Gilroy making Andor and George Lucas and Dave Filoni and Jen Favreau. I really love all those creators. I would love to see Zahn at least write the script to maybe a few episodes, or maybe Ahsoka or something else. Obviously, I don't think he, being an author, would have much skill in directing, but with it, I would love to see him write a story with Thrawn, maybe even give Thrawn his own show, or for him to write a trilogy about Thrawn and Ezra's time in the unknown regions between between Rebels and Ahsoka, because Zahn is such an amazing writer, and I really just love the stories he writes. It's so interesting to see just how crazy things get and his stories and how well he could tell the story of all of this. But yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed the story in this, and I think that it is so interesting to see what Zahn did and how he was able to make Thrawn even more compelling. And with it, I am so excited to see Thrawn return, most likely in the Ahsoka show, because of just how well written he is in this trilogy and how interesting he is in Rebels. But yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed this, and I want to know what you think of this trilogy. As I said, I really love it, and I think Timothy Zahn did such a great job. But I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.